Toastmaster, and a transformation coach, and she's a public speaking trainer too. So I would like to welcome, and this is my privilege to welcome my dear Naina.
All right, welcome. Welcome to Brainciti. Is it 87 or 88? I'm not sure. I think it is 88 as per my. So where is the screen? Give me a moment. Okay, surprise, surprise. I think she has a network issue. Thank you so much, Sudeepa, for that wonderful introduction of company and for all those details. All the guests and the non-guests. Welcome to Brainciti for yet another wonderful session. Today is 31st October, so happy Halloween. With that, let us go forward in today's interesting session. Today we have a very special person. She is also a fellow Toastmaster, so we have been known each other for past more than 5 years, I believe. So since I know her, she was calling herself as a tour guide in Dubai. She's born and brought up in UAE, and over the period of 4 to 5 years, I have seen her really growing up, maturing, and of course, growth is part and parcel of your life. So welcome, Vibha, for this wonderful session. To give a little bit on her introduction, she, of course, is a sign language trainer. She's also done a couple of other courses on NLP and emotional intelligence, and sort of she has been in learning curve for past, I think, more than 2 years. I've been seeing her. She's been posting back-to-back certificates in her LinkedIn profile. A very bubbly, a very chubby person. Also, recently she's joined gym so that she could have enough content to put her on Instagram status. Always smiling, and I believe she's an excellent cook. Not that I got a chance to taste her delicacies, but I tasted on Instagram. So hopefully she'll call me home one day and we'll have some chai biscuit together. So without further ado, thank you so much for coming to Brainciti, for sharing your deep knowledge. Not only that, for some deep conversations. Vibha Talati, over to you.
Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster DTM Naina, and the co-host, the co-founder of Brainciti, head of operations. It's equally good to be here. Thank you for asking me to be here. It's like an honor when people ask you to do something and when you ask them to do something. So thank you so much. And yes, I know she has been stalking me everywhere. She knows every little thing that I do. So I need to be careful of what I post. I never know where it's going to come up in an introduction. But thank you so much, Naina, for following me and for keeping up to date with my happenings in life. Hey, so Professor Bhatia was, in the starting, he was like, God save everyone. Or will we be saved by God? This we will know only after some time. And so as I had said before we started the meeting, it would be ideal if I can see you all. Please turn on your cameras, because sign language, it's not just talking that I'm going to do. I'm not going to give you a lecture on what sign language is. You probably know most of it. We are actually going to make it dirty. We are actually going to make our hands dirty, and we're going to learn sign language. So by end of this 40 minutes that I have with me, you would be able to introduce yourself in sign language. That is the goal. That is the idea of this session. You have chosen to take out time on a family day, on a Sunday, whoever is in India, and whoever is in UAE has battled the traffic, Dubai Sharjah traffic, and have got on time to attend this session. So thank you so much. So it makes sense that we utilize it. Now, we do have someone who is a special educator, Mr. Ansari. So he asked me, where am I from? So I was like, okay, let me just come to the session and then I'll talk about myself. So who am I and how am I qualified to teach sign language? Of course, I have a certificate. I am a certified, I have done the course, but more than the certificate, it's the experience. It's about how long you have used this language. So let me tell you, I am a soda. Soda, not the soda bottle, not the soda drink, but I'll tell you what it means. So a soda means a sibling of deaf adult. And coda would mean a child of deaf adult. So my first cousin is deaf. I grew up with a deaf child. And so she is my uncle's daughter. So we had this joint family system and we stayed together for nearly 12 years. So I would have started using verbal language later, but I started using sign language. So that was my first language. So I'm not a native speaker, but I am the second after native speaker. You can't get better than this in the hearing world. So I got the best of both the worlds. I am a hearing person who knows sign language. Knowing sign language will change your perspective, will make your visual acceptance more. You will have better observational skills, and knowing more than one language is always good for our brain. So because, like the neurons, the electricity, the connections are formed. So you are less likely to get into depression, less likely to have anxiety, and more solution finding person than a problem crying person. So as Naina already mentioned, I have done CBT, which is Cognitive Behavioral Therapist course, and have done emotional intelligence. So all clubbing it together, it gives me a better picture of what I know and how my brain functions. Thirdly, in this world, when, oh, by the way, I can mix a little of Hindi. Is that okay? Naina?
I think we have more people from the south.
More people from the south. Okay. So just a little bit here, there, udar, thoda. I'll just, to bring the flavor.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What was I saying? See, I forgot. Yeah. So I was like sign language. Other than all these benefits, which I already mentioned, the other thing is we are in a world where we are so sedentary compared to our ancestors. They used to be in the farms. They used to do a lot of things with their hands. But now we are mostly, we just use our thumb and our index finger. So that does not give us exercise. But just signing for like maybe 5 minutes a day can help release or relieve your stress from the brain and is also good for the heart. So not only the communication part with deaf people, but it is also beneficial for you. And if you are a public speaker, you will not be confused, you will not be nervous, you will be confident to what to do with your hands. And people who are on the stage know that very well, like what to do with my hands. But if you know sign language, you have good control over your body language. So that's about it. Now, what are we going to do? Okay, so let's, Miss Sudha. I want to make this an interactive session, so I'll just be asking people. So Miss Sudha, can we have you please unmute? Okay, did you have any interaction with any deaf person or have you used sign language yourself?
No.
No? You just use sign language by shaking your head. Professor Bhatia is doing, aage badho, chalo, yeah. When we, jaldi aao. When we play davsharats in picnics, we use sign language. When we are in the restaurant, hey, bring the bill, that is sign language. So we all use a little bit of sign language here and there, but not knowing or not aware that we are actually using sign language. Okay, thank you, Ms. Sudha. Mr. Ansari. So Mr. Ansari was the principal of Pragati or Jagruti? What was it?
Unmute.
Ansari, please unmute. Huh?
Trivandrum, Kerala.
But what was the name of the school that you told me?
Jagadi Deaf School.
Jagrati, yeah, okay. So he was the principal of a deaf school. So Mr. Ansari, if I tell you, is this true or false? There is only one sign language. Is it true or false?
False.
False. Perfect. He's the principal, so of course. What did I expect? So every country has its own sign language. And even in India, people from the north, it's possible they will not understand sign language from the south. So how is it different and why is it different? So how signs are made is visual. What you see is what you sign. That's how signs are made. For example, in American Sign Language, this is cooking because they have a lot of flipping to do. Pancakes, steak, burger. So ऐसे करते रहते वो लोग ज़्यादातर, so this becomes cooking. But if you come to India, you come to UAE, your cooking would be like this. Because you have sambar, you have dosa, you have lots of batter, lots of stirring to do. Biryani, rice, whatever. So this would be cooking in Indian Sign Language. So that way, every country would have its own sign language. Yeah. So, but what I have noticed is that talking to different deaf people, once you get the core of it, once you know how signs are formed, you will be able to talk to any deaf person, like the basics. You won't have like a heart-to-heart, I'm having a difficult time with my mother-in-law, what to do. That you will not understand. But where to shop, water, help, all these things you will understand. Yeah. So that's the core of sign language. Today, I am going to be introducing you to the American Sign Language. Now, American people, they have formed a standard. They have marketed it so well that everywhere you go, if you just go on the YouTube or Google and say sign language, the first 5 options are going to be ASL. That's American Sign Language. So American Sign Language is like the English of the deaf world. All of us know a little bit of English, for sure. Thank you, sorry, please, name, what, where. So if you know ASL, your job opportunity increases as a deaf person. You are connected to a wider audience, and basically all the benefits of English is equal to benefits of ASL. So we're going to start with the alphabets. Now there are some concepts like active hand and passive hand. Active hand is not equal to passive hand, of course. Active side or hand, passive side or hand. So it's actually the hand that you write with. If you are someone who I don't know what's the word called, it's like they can use both of their hands. That is a separate thing. But yeah, thank you. I never remember that word, but yes, thank you for saying that. So I am a left-handed. For me, left hand is my active hand. For you, if you're a right-handed person, that's your active hand. So let's start with the alphabets. Now, whenever you sign ASL alphabets, think of small letters. For example, like this, A, B, C, D. So I'll come a little bit closer and I would like all of you to practice with me. So this is A. Like think of this as a circle and then this is the tail. Like this is the small A. A. B. I don't know the story of this yet, but this is how B looks. C. Like this. Perfect. D. If you see sideways, this looks like a D. Cool. Okay. E. Sideways, this looks like an E. Okay. E. F. Okay. I say this like everything's fine. So F. G. Now, if you drink alcohol, think this is a gin shot. If you don't drink alcohol, think this is a gawa or a coffee glass. So you're holding it. So G. H. HR is not giving you a raise and you just want to shoot them. So H. I. J. J and Z, J and Z are the only letters where you have a movement. So J. K. If you're a Shah Rukh Khan fan and you would have seen the movie Fir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani, they had this, like KTV going on. So K. L. Loser. Okay, so L. M. Your thumb sits on the small finger and this looks like an M, a small M. Perfect. Do you want to try N? Naina, what would N be if this is M? That's M. Yay, you got it right. That's N with 2 fingers. N. O. Like this, O. What was your K? KTV? Show me the K. Perfect. Put it downwards. It becomes your P. P. So 1 letter less to remember, yeah? So 1 handshake. P. What was the gin shot or the coffee? The gawa? Okay. अब वो पी लिया, खत्म हो गया. So Q. Put it downwards. Q. R. You want to go to the restroom and there is a line. How are you going to stand? Fingers, legs crossed. Is it? R. S. Want to punch someone? Fist. S. T. Sideways. Looks like the small T. U. Open it. V. W. Yes. X. Looks like a hook. X. Y. Like this. Looks like a Y. And Z or Z, just draw it in the air. So, finish. This is finish. And this is yay. This is applause for the deaf world. Because they can't hear the sound, so for them it has to be visual. So this is applause. Okay, now let's do it again. This is the sign for again. Let's say you're going to the buffet and you like something, gulab jamun, aur chahiye, aur chahiye, aur chahiye. So that's like again and again, again, or repeat. Come on, let's do it together. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, Q, sorry, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, now the first sentence, my name. So my and name, the sign for my and name. Start finger spelling your name. I'm just going to give you 2 words, 2 signs. My name. So, my, your active hand, open and on your chest. My name. H hand shape, active hand on the top. So name. I'll go with mine first. My name, VIBHA. Okay. Jansi, do you want to go with your name? Let's get you on the stage.
I forgot J.
Yes, J. HR is not giving you a raise. You want to shoot them. HR is not giving you a raise.
H.
Yes.
A.
Yes.
N.
Yes. Yes. Fist.
S.
Fist.
S.
Fist. Thumb outside. Yes. Okay.
I.
The pinky finger.
Okay.
I. Hey, cool. Okay. Sudeepa, let's go with you. A little bit. Yeah. Huh. Now better. Yeah.
You.
You.
Saina, help me.
D.
I don't know. E.
E. E.
E.
Good. I chose you. So there, if there are double letters, then you slide it outwards. So it will be S U D E P A. Good. Now, if your fingers are not used to so much exercise, it's going to take some time, okay? But good going. So we have the first sentence, my name, whatever it is. Now, the other fun thing about sign language is, imagine, wait, who has got the longest name? I think Naina probably has got the longest name here. Or Pratibha, yeah. For example, imagine Pratibha has to finger spell her name every time. It's going to be so difficult. So in the deaf world, you have a sign name. A sign name means you don't have to finger spell your name everything. So my sign name is the one with the curly hair or the one with the wavy hair. Yeah. So it could be glasses, it could be dimples, it could be a big nose, or it could be a chin. So anything that's prominent, hair or face, the deaf people, only a deaf person can give you the name. So I got mine from a deaf person. So my name is Vibha, the one with the curly hair. Okay. Second sentence is I am from, or I from wherever. So my is when your palm is open, you're showing possession. But when you're showing yourself, so it's going to be I with the index finger, active hand, I from. This is to, or this is from. So you're coming from a place from India. So I think most of us are from India. When I have a mixed group, it's like a lot of countries that we talk about. So I from India. Okay. Now every state in India has a sign name. I know few. I know Kerala. Kerala is the coconut. So you're shaking the coconut. Okay. So that is a sign for Kerala. So that's my deaf cousin who is in Bombay. Can we spotlight her also?
Bijal?
Bijal, yeah, Bijal. Okay, so. So, Professor Bhatia, I am assuming you're from Punjab. Professor Bhatia?
I'm from Punjab.
You're from Punjab. Okay, so Professor Bhatia can say Pagdi, that's the turban that they're signing. So that's Punjab.
Yes.
Okay. And then okay, then who else do we have? Miss Sudha, where are you from?
I'm from Bombay.
Bombay. Okay, so Bombay. This is Bombay. Like it looks like the B letter, Bombay. Now again, Bombay, Borivali, Kandivali, Andheri would also have a sign name. Okay, so where in Bombay?
Okay, that's a little tricky one. Kanjurmarg.
Tanjurmurg. Oh, that is Harbour
Yeah,
Line,
what
right?
about IIT? IIT Powai?
Powai. That's her sign name, yeah. BL. So because Powai, like they don't use it that often, so all the states they have a sign, but not all city would have a sign name. Okay, so that's Bijal. Okay, so now we have the second sentence. Who wants to go? Kerala. Oh, sorry, Naina. Let's go with you. The second sentence. I from
Dubai.
Mumbai. Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so Mumbai. Now, if we are in, so Dubai also has a sign. I live, now we are from certain area, but we live somewhere else. So if you want to do that, then the sign for live is L hand shape, both the hands, and from your waist going up, live. Okay, so there's also life. If you want to say some person is like full of life, or that's how, you know, Professor Bhatia, when he came, like, haste raho, hasate raho types, you know, so like someone is full of life, that's how you can explain that also. But here we will use it as I live in. So I live Dubai. Like there's an Arabic letter which is dal, which is the in Arabic. So it's something like this, dal. तो वो यहाँ पे रखते हैं because the men, when they meet over here, they kiss the noses, like the noses are touched. So that's the concept of having Dubai, like this. So I live Dubai.
How will you say Jordan?
Jordan is like this. Oh, okay, now I recognize you. That it's you. It took me a while. So Jordan is like this.
Okay.
You are forming a J, not L, a J, and then this would be Jordan.
Oh.
Like this, yeah. So
Yeah,
this is
coming
Jordan.
from your bow.
From, yeah, like a moon slide, like a crescent sliding out. So Jordan. So now, okay, Miss Sudha, go ahead.
Oh, this, you have to keep your fingers straight.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The hands, the fingers don't listen to you. I mean, you're
No,
right.
it will not.
Yeah, yeah.
It will take a time. It will take a while to
Yeah,
form that connection between both of you. Okay. Then the other thing is, do you work? Do you study? What do you do? So is it work or study? So then I work. It looks like this, work. So it could also look like handcuffs. You are like, handcuffed to your job, whatever. Or the original story is, earlier we had sculptors, we had woodsmen who did a lot of work with hammer and chisel. So it's hammer and chisel, ऐसे मार रहे हो, अब कलाकार बहुत होते थे पहले. So then it became like this. So this is work. So I work, or this is school or study. So ये क्या है? This is concept of school. So I work or I study. So Mr. Ansari, let's have it from you. What do you do? The sign. Oh yes, teach. So Mr. Ansari is a teacher. So the concept of teaching is you're taking your knowledge and giving it to others. So that's the concept of teaching. Learning is you're taking the information and putting it in your head.
Yeah.
So you are learning something. Okay. So if you know the story behind it, if you know how the signs are formed, you remember it and you also like, wow, like we never thought of this that way, Like teach, okay, fine, we knew teach. But to explain it visually is like, wow, this is what it means. So teach. So Mr. Ansari is a teacher, yes, and in a school. Okay. The last sentence would be the last thing that you want to introduce is, are you married, dating, single, divorced, enjoying life, being single? That is, yeah, so all these things. So let's start with marriage. Now in Indian Sign Language, marriage would be tying of the Mangal Sutra. Yes, Mr. Ansari, he is all ready. But ASL, the American Sign Language, because they hold hands at the altar, so this is marriage. Marriage, holding hands together. So I married. Okay. Let's say if you're not married, you are single, then you go like this. Near your chins, 1, 2. 1, 2. So I single. Okay. Jasi, maybe you are single. You look like a student. No? Okay. Sorry. Okay, so single. Then you have dating. Let's say if you're with a teenager, so they were probably dating. So D hand shape together and like this, dating. You're dating someone, dating. The dating didn't work and then you got divorced. So this is separated, like two people who are together, they decided to go different path. So that is divorce. Okay. So let's do it. Let's do it again. First is marriage. Second is single. Third was dating. Fourth is divorce. Okay. So, Professor Bhatia.
And not allowed in our
नहीं
tradition.
बताया.
Divorce not allowed in our tradition. So it's only this.
Yeah, but I have to teach everything, no?
Yeah. That you teach the whoever wants that. No.
Right. चलो अभी आपको भगवान नहीं बचा रहे, आप पूरा इंट्रोड्यूस करोगे अपने आप को.
कैसे? I.
हाँ जी बोलिए. Okay. Oh, he's going extra. 2 children. Okay, very good, cool. और आपका नाम?
नाम anything you can give.
नहीं, मुझे देखना है आपके फिंगर स्पेलिंग देखना है आपका.
Oh, लंबा है.
उंगलियों की करामत.
And I put some name you can add into Whatever way you did it. See, in communication,
How?
responsibility of communicator lies till the communicatee understand. So
Ah.
whatever I say, what you understand, that it should be the real truth, no?
Actually, ये आपने एकदम सही बात बोली. This is, people who are learning sign language in the beginning. So sometimes they have this hesitation. Oh, should we talk to a deaf person? What if we are wrong? What if something happens? So you have actually, I'm going to use this. मैं आपको credit भी दूंगी मेरे हर session में.
And second thing, ask them, what have you understood? So that comes back this one. That is what you have to
Right.
corrective measures.
Correct. So as long as the other person understands you, the deaf people, they are very accommodating. And just the fact that you have taken efforts to learn.
That they will be happy also that whatever we are communicated, they have understood and we are acknowledging. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like when we go, हम लोग कभी lift में होते हैं, या when we just meet some random people and we start communicating with them. But for the deaf people, that does not happen because we don't know sign language.
We need acknowledgement.
Now, whenever you see a deaf person, you can at least go like, hey, hello, like, or whatever. You just wave. And then you can say, my name is whatever you're signing, from India, live wherever you are living. So, ye thoda little bit of icebreaker that happens.
You need help. You need help. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Yes. So help is something different. But yeah.
No. What I'm saying is, if we find that type of thing, that's what I'm saying.
Correct. Yeah.
If you're trying to overguess somebody, whatever way, you need to learn something, you want to find out the path, whatever way. If you can sense that and try to communicate and make sure that understand, I think the communication is over.
Yes. The communicator and the communicatee, whatever it is, understands ho gaya kaam.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now the other things I would like to have 10 minutes of Q&A then. So we have done introduction where it's my name, where am I from, I work or I study, and the marital status. So these are the 4 things that we covered. This would be good enough for you to talk to any deaf person. We did the alphabets. I want to introduce basic words like please, thank you, sorry, and yes and no. So we'll just do that quickly.
1 minute, Vibhaji.
Yes.
Earlier, we used to, signaling A, B, C, like that was there. And smoke signals were there. Fire, this one, that. There was a way of communication in the long distance. This one.
Right.
They will not understand our language, this one, and it will be done by the signal. It's a powerful thing. Even this Morse code and other things, they were also, modified this one. They also found in the same similar category, if not the same. Yes.
Sign language. Yeah. Like policemen, divers, firemen, people also use.
Go, like
construction workers.
Like and then say go. Yeah.
True. Okay, sir जी अभी फटाफट मुझे 5 words करने हैं मुझे करने दीजिए फिर हम बातें करेंगे. Okay, चलो. So yes, how to sign yes? Think this is your head and you are nodding it. Yes. Okay. This would be knock, but this is nodding. Yes. No. No. Your thumb, index finger and middle finger together. No. No. Please, your hand, palm open, and on your heart, on your chest, you are going circle. Please. Now, facial expressions are very important. Like let's say you are saying, this is please, sorry, a hand shape like this, same motion, sorry. Now, if I'm really sorry, I'm going to say, but if I don't mean whatever, like, So your facial expression is going to say, are you really sorry or you're just being sarcastic about it? Like when our parents used to tell, hey, tell sorry to your sibling. Like, sorry. Okay, so this is sorry.
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you would be from your chin going outwards. Thank you. Thank you. Now, thank you is a directional sign, meaning if I want to thank Naina, I would go towards her, because on my screen she's like this. Thank you, Naina. Thank you, Sudeepa. Thank you, Sudha, because she's on the extreme right of me.
Thank you.
And thank you all. Like, thank you all. So, jisko bhi aapko thank you bolna hai, you are looking to, your hand goes towards them. So, that's thank you. Chalo, now quickly, we'll just do a revision. We'll do a summary. Toastmaster teaches you that, summarize everything that you do. So, let's do that quickly. A, B, C, D se start karte hai. Quick. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Finish. Applause. My or I, you, your. Okay, it will be like that. So I, you, my, your. Name. Again. From. India. Bombay. Punjab. Dubai. Jordan. This Jordan. Okay. Fair. Thank you. Oh yeah, sorry. Thanks, Naina. Thank you. Kerala, the coconut. Kerala. Okay. Thank you again. Sorry. A hand shape and like sorry. Please. Okay. And yes. No. और हमने और क्या किया? Work. Yeah. Work. School. Marriage. Single. Dating. Divorce. And children. Sir ji ne add kiya tha ye piche se, so children. You can have like an army of children or maybe 1, 2, 3, depends how many you want. So, bache, children. And yeah, I think that's about it. Like this is good content for you too. So what we did today is we have planted a seed. थोड़ा सा मैंने आपको introduce करवाया sign language से. American sign language, Indian sign language is different. Now it's up to you how you nurture the seed. You can go to YouTube, you can select, you can just say ASL alphabets, ASL numbers, Indian sign language, watch videos maybe once in 15 days, practice a little bit and find deaf people around you and practice kijiye, other deaf students, just practice and or just record yourself, sign in front of the mirror. And since the time, like I have been trying to teach my husband some sign language, but he's like, no. Because, he's not in the mindset of a student. So what I've done is, I have selected his favorite things, like alcohol. First, I got him introduced to all the alcohol signs. So from a distance also, he's like, aaj beer peena hai ke whiskey piyenge. Find your interest. What interests you? Naina told that I like cooking. Actually, I don't like cooking. I like filming. My husband is a very good cook. So I film him when he's cooking. So I'll invite you for his cooking. His cooking is much better than mine. Mine is like dal chawal types. His is like the fancy restaurant type. So find out what are your interests. If you're interested in dance, go for dance signs. If you're interested in food, go for fruits and vegetables sign. So something that you can do, something that you do on a daily basis. Like Professor Bhatia, he likes poems. So poems, the words which are common, you pick out those signs. So when you are writing or when you're signing or when you're saying the poem, you can use a little bit of signs. So your brain will be happy that, hey, I achieved something, and will reward you and make you learn more. Don't go for boring signs which you're never going to use. So find out, Jasi, I think you like rings and you like jewelry and you like dressing up. So you can go for such signs. Like, what's the sign for ring? What's the sign for colors? Because when you put dresses together, outfits together, you will see for colors, you will see for accessories. So look for things which interest you, and that will get you more into this learning track. So yeah, with this, I conclude my part. I still have a few minutes. If we have questions, then we can.
No, I have
Very
one
wonderful talk.
one secret.
Oh my God. So much
when we will go to the class next time, you will say, you will take the cotton and tell them to put it, and then we start it.
Okay, I think Naina, you were saying something.
Yeah, let me just finish some formalities and then we can carry on with the chit chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Vibha, for coming here and sharing that small knowledge with all of us. And thank you for being one of the speakers for 100 days, 100 speakers. So this is a small token of love from all of us. Please accept it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.